So when we have to factor the using the diamond method, the best tool is to just write out, look at your problems, right, and look at what the last term and the second term are, what C and B are. Okay, so I'm gonna just write down a couple problems I want to do with you, and let's do C and D because they're the hardest. So I change that to minus one, squared minus one. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, for the first one, is I'm going to make a diamond, right? And in my diamond, I'm going to put 2 up top and -3 on the bottom. So what two things multiply to give you +2 and add up to give you -2? Now, this doesn't come straight to you, just think of this. Ready? In order to get a negative sum, I have to add two negative numbers. So I'm going to start with -1 and -2. A negative times a negative is a positive, so I get my 2. -1 plus -2 is -3. So I'm done. It's -1, -2. And for my answer, I just have to write x minus 1, x minus 2. So that's all you have to do for a problem like that. That's your final answer. Okay? Let's try another one. uh, select all and just delete this. All right. So the next one is x squared minus 1. Now watch. Ready? -1 is my final term, and that goes up top. What is my middle term? The answer is there is no middle term, right? So this is what we call the difference of two perfect squares. X squared is a perfect square because if I take the square root of x squared, I get x. And 1 is a perfect square because I take the square root of 1, I get 1. So I don't even need the Dodman method, right? Because when I have a difference of two perfect squares, the easiest thing to do is to just take the square root, right? So I'm going to take x and take the square root of the other one, which is 1 and 1. And I'm just going to do plus minus. And we'll have a whole day where all you're doing is practicing that, just doing the square root of the two perfect squares. Now, how the diamond method comes into play here is a +1 and a -1. Well, if I add them together, I get 0. So that goes on the bottom. And if I multiply them, I get -1, which, if you remember, was my final term. So my factored form is x plus 1, x minus 1.